been a fan for a long time.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this cruise, ladies and gentlemen. When
the shirt said STD, but them titties made some stupid.
That's funny.
I don't know where everybody at. They coming, Bruce.
Sorry, sir.
They're taking a nap. What you talking about? People are OGs on here. You know you need a nap every once.
Well, also learning this ship, we ain't gonna find out how to get to your room directly till Saturday. There was a lady when I just went back upstairs. She's like, "I'm looking for my room." I'm like, "You ain't found your room?"
It's Sunday.
But I want to know, did they check everybody like they checked me when they got on here?
No.
I showed my passport 73 times. That don't make no sense.
They couldn't believe the superstar was on the boat.
And then they kept the passport. They made us come back down here. I mean, they just...
everybody had to do that part.
They did a cavity search on me.
Yeah. And that was personal.
Cavity search.
That wasn't the cruise. That was the police.
That wasn't the police. That was Antoine.
With a police uniform.
Mary was there.
He just thought you was cute. That ain't seven.
He thought I was Joe.
That's funny.
I'm gonna tell. Yeah, that's his brother. We telling on him.
Joe been to a Diddy party, not me.
Yeah, you just ain't in the picture. You was there.
I wasn't famous enough.
Joe was like, "You can't come to this party, but run to the store and get me some baby oil."
And then he called Puffy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to ask questions, and I'll come to you if you raise your hands and come out there and talk to the people. But I'm sure you're familiar with everybody on this stage. Everybody on this stage got about 30 years plus in comedy. Let's start with Bruce. How long have you been doing it, Bruce?
35 plus.
All right. Let me tell you something about Bruce. Bruce had a room.
Oh my God.
In Atlanta.
That every comedian
was scared of.
If you made it through that, then you were officially a comedian.
You can make it anyway.
Right. So it was a club called 559 in Atlanta. Yep. It was directly adjacent. I'm gonna use that word. It was across the street from the project. And the whole project would come every show. And their main intent was to boo your ass.
Hey, hold on, get this before you start the door. They checked you for guns at the door. If you didn't have one, they would hand you one. At the door.
And when we did it, it was part of a run of a series of shows across the
Creative
South.
Tour, right?
Creative Tour.
Yeah,
you do all the comedy zones and little bar and grills across. And as a matter of fact, my first one, I only did it once. Jamario, I was his feature for Jamario. Jamario from
You don't know nothing about no Jamario.
I don't know a damn thing about Jamario. But the beautiful part about it was you didn't have to work long because Bruce would tell you, look, just give me 7-8 good minutes. You're going to get all your money. Because they were very impatient, but we survived. But Bruce, I want to talk about when you first started doing comedy. First of all, where did you start, and do you remember your first jokes?
Yeah, I do. I remember started in Atlanta, and I was scared. There used to be a comedian in Atlanta. He was from Chicago. His name was Chris Charles.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris Charles never liked nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when he put me up after everybody was done. They did 10 amateurs and then 2 professionals, and he put me up after the professionals. And I went up, everybody was walking out. I said, don't leave. And I went up on stage, and Chris joined me. I said, this fat dude coming up, he got 2 honey buns in his pocket. He bagged me like a cinema roll. You know what I'm saying? He killed me.
Yeah, he killed you.
He killed me. And then I went up, and this dude, little bitty dude, about 5'3", you know, what you looking at? I said, man, he had a silk shirt on. I'll never forget this. I said, is that shirt silk or you ironed it too much? And that was the first joke I did, and I took off.
And a star was born.
Yes.
Got Torry, same question. Where did you start, and you remember your first jokes?
I started in L.A. I didn't move to L.A. to get into comedy. Joe had already done comedy, had done Def Comedy Jam and Poetic Justice and all that shit. So I was always a class clown, the campus clown, college, school bus clown. So I always liked comedy. And then I got out there, and 2 weeks later, I said, I'm going to go on stage. And then I did first shows with Ricky Harris, rest in peace. And my brother, he would headline, and I bombed like a motherfucker. I died the death of 1,000 dogs, man. I was freestyling at first. And I went to the material, that shit went off the road. And I went up the next night, though, at the Comedy Act Theater in Leimert Park. And I did a little better. I started going on stage more and more and more and more and more, and then started doing every spot I could, pizza joints.
And then you started getting Joe's leftover shows that he didn't want. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I got it closed though. I did the clothes.
Joe wouldn't let you have his spots.
I used to wear Joe's clothes when he
Joe
was out
was
of
the
town.
man back then.
When he was out of town.
Yeah, Joe was on the Def Jam tour, and my gear was raggedy as shit, right? So I used to wear Joe's clothes. Joe had nice shit, right? And we were the same size. I'm a little taller, but he
Y'all
was
was
lighter.
the same size. Yeah. He bigger.
So Joe, I mean height-wise, he's wider.
She said that like it was an experience. Oh, no, I'm gonna tell
looking
you.
at the size difference now.
Yeah, I'm taller than him.
Yeah, Joe was slow.
So
Oh, he 5'4", and he want to let everybody know.
Hey, Joe 5'3.5", he 5'4".
So
Let me tell the story, Melanie.
Joe knew I was wearing his clothes because I'm left-handed, right? So when I hung the clothes back up, I hung them up the left-handed. All the hangers was facing the wrong way. They been in my shit. I said, no, man. And that smell of that cheap cologne, like, nigga, you wearing my shit.
So where were we? Was it the townhouse you used to open for J. Anthony Brown to warm up his?
No, I didn't open up, but
What's
he
that?
had guest spots.
No, you were like the
It was a
pre-host.
You hosted a pre-host where?
Yeah, that was a Comedy Theater.
No. It was it's either Townhouse or Maverick Flesh. Which one did you do?
I did both, but I was a regular at the Comedy Theater doing the amateur part.
Yeah, but I never did that, so I know it wasn't that.
Well, I probably warmed up one show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And give it up for J. Anthony Brown, one of the funniest people on earth.
Yeah, my mentor.
Melanie Comarcho, how long you been doing this? And
32 years, by the way. I got that part. 32 years.
32 years, right here.
Yeah, I'm 32 as well. Yeah.
And I started at the Comedy Act Theater in Los Angeles. I went to go see Robin Harris, take some of my friends to see him.
Chi-Town's on.
And he had died, and I didn't know it. I'm like, why the line ain't wrapped around the block? Because when Robin was there, that line was down the street. You might not get in tonight. You have to wait for the next show. But so I get in there, and Joe and DL on stage, and they ain't funny to me. I want my $20 back. This 32 years ago, so they wasn't who they are now. I was like, I want my. So my friends dared me. I was like, shit, I can do that. So they put $50 on the table, and it was like 20 to get in or 10 to get in. So that I got my money back, and I went up there and talked about their ass because I was younger than them, and they was like my mom's age, and I was like, well, I have to wear a parka to work every day because every one of them hot flash, and it's like they was freezing me to death. So they asked me could I come back the next day, and the rest is history. I got to my first year, I taped my Def Comedy Jam and booked the Def Jam tour because LA showed me nothing but love that whole first year of my comedy. So woo woo LA, and then the rest of y'all after Def Jam aired. So
I would say you've been eating ever since, but you think like you ain't ate shit.
You got your nerve, shit. Let's see.
I want
a lot of nerve.
I have
Okay, yeah, chime in, please.
That's the look. That's the look of a successful career, goddamn.
No, I eat a lot.
Look, you can tell our money by our weight class. So
I got that money.
Bruce is the richest.
$1 down there.
But hold on, you said they was your mama's age, so you trying to tell me D.L. Hughley and Joe Torry are your mama?
No.
Oh.
The women at my job.
Oh, shit, I'm about to say, damn, your mama had you at 7?
and them is right around mine.
Yeah, we all the same age.
Yeah. We all old OGs now.
Yeah, we are, and they OG the shit out of us. That's why, quiet as kept, I'm glad to be on this ship because this lady said,
young.
This lady said, y'all such a cute young couple, and I'm like, we ain't been a young couple
in 20 years. But thanks. The filters on Instagram working.
We appreciate you. Okay, so my story is Chicago, of course, and yeah. So the main club was all jokes aside.
Oh yeah.
All right, and all of y'all been there. Yes, 1,000 South Wabash. You can't believe it. One of the preeminent comedy clubs after Comedy Act Theater. There was all jokes aside, and Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. Those are the 3 spots where black comedians were treated like superstars. Right. And so I wanted to go there, but the day before I went there, I went to a little hole in the wall spot. So let me try this. So, because you don't want to go to the main club on your first day. So I went to a little spot and I did a joke. I remember, never forget. It's the comedians probably all have done this joke. It's about when you vacuum. How come when you're vacuuming, if you see something on the floor, you pick it up and you throw it back down and vacuum it again? Got a little. Yeah, you never heard that before? Yeah, well, I'll pull it back out there. Cause we all done that. You're like, well, damn it, what is this bullshit? Throw it back down.
That's just crack.
Right. Wouldn't be crack in my rug, sir, but I don't know how you grew up. Maybe there was crack in your rug. There was no crack in our rug. Yeah.
If Guy came over, it might have been.
Yeah, well.
Dropped it.
No.
Out my crack.
Right.
No more.
Damn. Double crack. All right. So then here's the irony of it. So I'm there and there's a comedian on stage. He's killing it, right? He closed the show out and he killed it. And I remember first of all, I wasn't raised by my pops until I was around 12 is when I found out who my real daddy was. And that ain't got nothing to do with my mama. She's saved now. My name is Williams because the man that raised me to that point is Williams. So I'm Damon Williams. I represent him to this day. But my actual dad was William Wilborn, okay? And so, thank you for jumping ahead. So, yeah, so I get to the show and this guy goes up and my father told me, because by now, I'm grown and I know all, my daddy and everything. But he said he had a nephew that was doing stand-up. And I ain't never even thought about doing stand-up. I just went to the open mic to try it. Turns out the guy that was closing the show was already the host of the biggest club in town, George Wilborn.
Yep.
My first cousin. We met for the first time on my first time ever doing stand-up.
I never known
And
this.
the next day, he took me to All Jokes, and that's how I got on, because it wasn't no just getting on the mic at All Jokes. Adele Givens was the host of Open Mic,
Damn.
and it was like 25 comedians, and we all had to draw numbers. And my cousin, but he kind of he hindered me in a bit because he was so excited because I said, yeah, after I came on stage, actually my father told me, you probably our nephew, you my cousin. And I just tried to walk. I said, when I learn how to do this, I'm going to come holler at you. He said, where you going? You my cousin. You can't just tell me you my cousin and walk away. He said, come here, man. He cuffed me and he said, I'm taking you. We're going to go to All Jokes. You're going to get on the list. So we get there. Now, there's 25 comedians in the hallway or 25 amateurs. Man. And they all vying for these spots. And he did a meeting. He said, everybody gather around. He said, this is my first cousin. And he going to be getting all the guest spots. He is not going to be in this line. He ain't doing none of that bullshit y'all doing. They hated me for 2 years after that.
Joe, my real brother, he ain't do that for me.
Exactly. That's why me and George still get along.
And we don't. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So then, after that, everything I did, everybody thought I got it because of George. But all jokes aside, there's a documentary called Funny Business, a black comedy. The funniest spelled PH. Look it up because it has the history of everybody and all the black comedians that was on there are in there. And Guy Torry has a very informative black comedy documentary. Give it up for that.
Yay.
Tell them about it, Guy.
Tell them about Fat Tuesday.
Tell them about it.
Fat Tuesday, PHAT Fat is a night I created in LA
Yes, sir.
in 1995 because of the lack of industry presence in South Central after the Rodney King riots. The Hollywood elites wasn't coming down to the hood to see black comedy anymore. So when I got to LA in 92, I saw that lack of presence down there. So I went to my manager at the time and said, I want to do a night in Hollywood. I want to provide a place where they can come see black talent. A lot of funny brothers and sisters down there. I'd already had an agent manager already, but I'm like, we all can eat. So the Comedy Store, which is like the world famous Comedy Store on the Sunset Strip, put a lot of Negroes in there. So I took the hood to Hollywood and created a night at Fat Tuesdays to showcase black comics, and it just took off from there. I mean, everybody was coming through that bag.
Oh, yeah. And another thing about it is that a lot of the black comics that would audition to get spots at the Comedy Store couldn't get on.
Right.
So when we created this, we in the big room at the Comedy Store, rocking the house, and we saved the Comedy Store.
I was about to say, that night literally saved that establishment.
Saved, because in Black Night at many clubs, it saves the clubs.
All right, now every club
city.
Yeah, there wasn't a real known, or that I could, for my recollection, of a urban night at a white club anywhere in the country.
No.
And so once the Comedy Store was making money, like they weren't making money back then. They were almost closed. I've heard from the accounting person said, if we wouldn't have Fat Tuesdays, we'd have closed our doors a long time.
Probably, because y'all
and this came from accounting. So the black comedians that came through there, I mean, everybody that you've seen.
And the people who would come to see the show would be everybody.
Prince would be
Eddie
there.
Murphy. One time I came off stage and Richard Pryor was sitting there.
Okay.
He was in a wheelchair, but he was sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knew where he was, but he was sitting there.
You would not disrespect the guy like that.
No, but he had to sit there. He couldn't
Yeah,
walk.
like right. You saved the seat.
They gonna stand there by the wheelchair?
By the way, people with these scooters, if you're in the theater and it's sold out, don't get out your scooter and sit in the seat and take up a damn seat. You brought it with you.
You sit your ass in that scooter.
Roll your ass right there.
Or get out your scooter and take a picture.
Right. Ain't
They
nothing.
walk to you. Can I get a picture?
He's walking.
Hello.
Sanford & Son. He's walking.
But then they'll tell you, they're taking a scooter. No, nobody see me in the scooter.
Okay, so what?
No, we
Back
get
to,
that part.
let me tell you one thing. Back to Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
So just before he did the documentary or right after, Guy Torry got half the people or all of them that was in that documentary. Our names are now on the wall at the Sunset at the Comedy Store on Sunset. So if you pass by, you see our names right up there with Whoopi Goldberg and everybody else. Our names.
Well, the significance of
So
that
thank
is-
you for that.
No, yeah, I'm just FedEx.
Y'all don't even
It came
know
from
what that
God.
means
It
to
came
a
from
comic.
God. So the names on the wall of the Comedy Store is very significant. So everybody who's ever went to the Comedy Store, they get their names on the wall, right? They got
The big
Not,
people.
not everyone.
Not, yeah, right.
Well, I mean, no. The ones that go through their system,
Right.
Put their names on the wall, and when your name is on the wall, you can call in anytime to get spots at the Comedy Store, right?
Right.
So we're doing a documentary, and we were asking questions. A lot of us talking about how their name wasn't on the wall, and I was like, because I wasn't supposed to have been, the ending of the doc, but their name wasn't on the wall. So I told Reggie Hudson, who directed the documentary, I said, man, start asking the question, what's the significance of having your name on the wall? And it got emotional with the comedians. And when Cedric Entertainer, he goes, man, I got a stolen Hollywood Walk of Fame, but my name is on the Comedy Store wall. Wow. And Jay Phillips said, I actually want my name on the wall so I can drive past my kids and say, Daddy's name is on that wall. Right. So I went to the Comedy Store and said, hey, I want to see if I get these names on the wall. And they said, well, it's a system. And, I said, well, look, if you said a Comedy Store is important if Fat Tuesday is important to the Comedy Store, right? And it helped keep y'all open. Well, these comedians were important to Fat Tuesdays. So talk about it. So they went off, and I gave like 150 names. They said, no, you got to cut the list down. So I gave them 50 names. I said, okay, well, whoever did the documentary, because they did it for free, I'm going to get their name on the wall. And they deserve, like Melanie name was on the wall. My brother's name
It's
was
on the
wall.
front door on Sunset.
On the front, not on the back, in the corner, in
Right.
the front. So and Marshall Warfield, rest in peace, D. Militant, Daryl Mitchell.
Right.
Yeah.
He cried when I told him because his name he's supposed to be on the wall. He auditioned for Mitzi back in the day, and Mitzi told him you need to change your name to Whoopsie Wooly because he had an afro. And he's like, no, I'm D. Militant. So she never put his name on the wall. So when I
He
told him
them
his name was
crackers
gonna be
have it all the time.
when I told him, yeah, right. When I told him your name's gonna be on the wall, I think he knew he was dying at the time. So he was gonna finally see his name on the wall before he died, and he just in tears. When I told Joe I got his name on the wall, he said, "Nigga, you got my name on the wall, nigga." True story.
He said, you can stay in my back house.
It was the other way around, but we won't tell that story.
Staying in your back house.
We already fought about that.
Let's let
But
that
yeah, so
go in.
it's very important to have your name in the Comedy Store
Y'all
wall
gotta stop.
because you can call in and get spots now, and your name is up there with it. But there's a lot of comedians that didn't make it. Like Robert Harris' name should be on that fucking wall.
That's right.
So for sure,
That's right.
for sure.
So look, I just saw an actress, and I can't think of her name, but she was given a tribute from the ABFF. I just saw it this morning.
American Black Film Festival.
Was it Kiki?
Yes.
No, she wasn't even born.
I don't know, but anyway, she was talking about Giancarlo Esposito, if that's his name.
Yeah.
But she said our thing now is not wanting to have a seat at the table, or she was talking about Spike Lee's movie Do the Right Thing,
Right.
and how significant the pictures on the wall meant. Why ain't no brothers on the wall?
Right.
So now our goal is not to try to be on. This is her statement, not to try to be on the wall, but to own the structure.
Right.
So now we need some black-owned comedy clubs. So if you have one or
Ran correctly.
any black-owned
Yes.
or black-directed situation in your city, go out and support it, and don't wait to see people you recognize. because to keep those places open, it's a weekly situation.
Right.
And you be like, well, I ain't never heard of them. Trust me, the people who doing that, they know the people that are
They funny though,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
You're going to get your money's worth. You're going to get some wings and go support that. Yeah. But we need support because there I know, really, what y'all think of how many black-owned comedy clubs? We got one Mike Detroit.
We got 3.
We got Uptown in Atlanta. Yeah, but that's not. It's a venue. Yes, we do have Martha's Venue
But
Comedy
are
Club.
they there every week?
No, but he owns the theater. My buddy Steve Caper runs the theater. What we're trying to say is support the arts because to get to this spot where we are now, it takes that to get people there.
If you live in a city that has a Funny Bone or an Improv, right?
Yeah.
Or a comedy, if you go look at the lineup, it's all black comedians because we come out and support each other. We did that for our own.
Because they come support us and make the money.
Exactly. But the thing about these white clubs is like they use us. Exactly. But they don't really,
Right. We the
pay us like
doors
we should be paid.
open.
Yeah, but we turn the tables though. I know Bruce ain't going in there getting exploited.
Oh, no.
I tell all the
Please,
promoters
no
because what
gas.
sometimes the situation is we'll fly to go do a show and blow it, have a ball, and after the show the promoter's like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Right.
That's the prelude to I ain't got all your money.
Yeah.
So right, I
that's
don't even
early.
get down like that.
Yeah, that's early in our careers. Yeah.
I know some later in their careers who just you wonder why that headliner didn't show up. His money wasn't there.
Okay.
So I just want
on the
everybody,
bullshit.
all promoters and anybody else trying to book me, I'm way more funny when I got my money. Hello? They just flow out.
We have people with microphones floating around. Anybody have any questions before we can keep going? Anybody got questions? Hands up. Somebody will bring the mic to you.
Don't be
Where's
scared.
my movie?
We got one right
on
here.
Tubi TV. Boosters LA on Tubi
Boosters
TV.
LA. Yes, it is.
Tubi TV.
We got one there. We got one here.
Tubi gonna be the shit in about 3
Tubi's the
years.
bomb right now.
already the shit.
I mean, they get
While we got time.
I got to check the
While we have time,
It's okay.
I have a series, a stand-up comedy series, 8 episodes, 24
All right.
comedians. We do an interview like this, one-on-one, and they do this set. It's called Laugh Tonight with Damon Williams. It started on Urban Flix, which is a black-owned streaming platform, which you all can still subscribe to. But now it's been moved to Tubi, so it's free.
Yeah.
So look it up. And you ain't got to watch the whole thing. Just go on that bitch and thumb it up.
And he get a check.
Same thing here. Fat Tuesday is on Amazon Prime and Freevee. So check it out. It's a 3-part series. It's some of your,
It's funny, it's informative, it's awesome. Question?
Right.
Yes. Is there
That mic
That might need to be on.
is there a black-owned
You gotta hold the mic to your
comedy
mouth.
place in New York City?
She wants to know, is there a black-owned comedy spot? Yes.
Harlem Comedy Club. Yes, Harlem.
Yep, Comedy Club in Harlem.
It just moved too. I think it just moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Ray Dijon.
Not Ray,
No.
no.
It's another guy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I
They
just
just-
did the Hardy. I didn't know. Oh, it is.
Yeah, they
Another
did.
black guy.
They just moved too. I
They moved.
saw him do a
They did, because
unveiling,
they were in a place that looked like an apartment
Right,
upstairs.
did. Like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, it did.
It was sold out every week.
Yeah, not kidding. Because
Okay,
me and
I did
Sherry
the new
Shepherd
place
went.
then,
We
'cause
went.
it wasn't no-
But now they have a new one. So Comedy Club in Harlem, look that up.
I think she got something else she want to
And
say.
can you
And
repeat?
One second.
And can you repeat your movies that you have?
Our projects. Laugh Tonight with Damon Williams on Tubi.
Boosters LA on Tubi.
Fat Tuesdays, PHAT on Prime and Freevee.
All those fat strippers, my size. On HBO.
Late night HBO.
Yes.
Right after Tessa Cat Confession.
That's it? Anybody else?
Right here.
Hang on, I think he's talking right here.
Yeah, I want to ask guy Torry, do you write all your
Russ
material?
Parr, I know
Because
that voice.
I've been waiting for you
that
to be
Russ?
funny.
Give it up for Russ Parr.
I saw Russ Parr, man.
Russ Parr.
I've been waiting for guy Torry to be funny for 15 years.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Russ.
I've been waiting for you to lose weight for 15 years.
Hold on, Russ. Don't do that, because we do what they call a tag team.
No,
I know that voice.
I'm going to leave now.
You better leave.
Hey, but
Now, let me get this question off.
Go ahead, Russ.
No, I think a lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to do stand-up comedy. Because one night, you'll be the king of the world. And the next night, people will be sitting on their hands. They'll boo you. They'll heckle you. How do you best
I never had
handle a
that
heckler?
Not one.
I don't think I've never been booed. And hecklers, I just do like this. Security!
Well,
Nigga out of here.
I never been booed, but hecklers, I mean, one of the rules Joe taught me in stand-up was like, no feelings, no conscience. When somebody heckle you, they're entering your world, and you can go at them.
That's right.
And nothing's off limits
right.
when you're dealing with that heckle.
Yeah, there was how many times did he have to hide after the show because of that?
There's a story.
I'll kill you.
There's a story where Joe was doing a comedy show, and this dude was heckling him, and Joe let him get all the heckles out. And Joe said, said something about his mama, did a mama joke. And dude said, man, it's fucked up. We just buried my mom this morning.
Oh.
And Joe said, well, let's dig the bitch up, prop her against a tree, and then talk about it.
That's right. That's right. I like it.
And the dude came back and shot up the club. This LA.
Shit.
This at Maverick Flat, I think.
Was it? Okay.
I mean, no, Maverick Flat. It was at the Townhouse. The Townhouse.
That's scary because that club is amazed just to get back where the comedy is.
Dude came back and shot up the club.
And I just want to add one more thing. A lot of stand-up comics are some of the best actors in the first. We've done some work together.
God,
and
sure.
Where do you draw that from, man? Because I find that a lot of stand-up comics are incredible dramatic actors like Robin Williams and.
Well, they can speak to this.
You ever see a comedy sign where one side is happy and the other side is sad?
Yeah.
Most comics
are dark.
Something's wrong.
Inside. No, seriously. That's real.
I know something wrong with me.
It's for real for me.
I'm tripolar.
I recognize that.
Yes.
I am retarded.
I did
I got one screw loose.
I'm not co-signing that.
Okay, we don't get right into this dude.
But wait.
Why you don't co-sign?
No, she won't. She know I'm happy as fuck. So you have to understand, we don't work for a living. I don't know about these depressed
we work.
comedians out here.
We just got a good job.
No. This is a passion and a craft.
It is.
And I mean, everybody had their moments when you go through some things, but
Of
you could be
course.
the UPS man.
For
Be
sure,
great.
for sure.
Yeah. So, let's ask this question. What I ask this question is, what we do is called an act.
Right.
So for us to portray some of the things we write and to demonstrate it to people, to get our vision, it's called a comedy.
It's a comedy act,
Yeah.
and then we can flip to the dramatic side.
And a comedian can have a bad day, and then y'all can attest to this. I've had an abscess, throbbing, waiting on the dental appointment, but I got a show tonight. When I'm on stage, the pain goes away.
Wow.
As soon as you come off,
It's back again, right.
So it's the same with our emotional baggage and
So
our
Russ
backgrounds.
I did one of Russ Parr's movies. His first movie he wrote and directed called The Last Stand, where we played comedians.
I
and
was
stuff.
in that.
Yeah, you were in that. Yeah, and he gave me a shot, and my role was dramatic in there. But Kevin Hart, and I told you way back then, Russ, I said if Kevin Hart plays this comedian who has a dummy and he had a meltdown. And I told Russ back then, I said, man, if Kevin ever decides to do drama, he's gonna fucking kill it. Remember that? Yeah. And then, but Kevin was still, be funny. But now he's accepted the dramatic roles and killed it. Which goes to Kevin always been teased about being short. That's the dark side. And for him to be where he is like he's always overcome and always been fighting to be tall, so it makes you work hard. But that's the darkness of him.
But wait a minute. Let me say something
You
to
see,
Russ.
all the little bitty comedians are millionaires.
Let me say
Kevin
something to
Hart
Russ.
and Kat,
Russ is
who I'm on tour with right now.
Russ Parr, give a hand to Russ Parr, y'all.
Russ Parr.
Russ Parr Morning Show.
Russ is an excellent writer. He's an excellent writer. I think he used to try to do stand-up at one time, didn't you?
Bobby Jimmy and the Critters.
You know what I'm saying? But he called y'all for some movie. He ain't called me for shit.
Wow.
I'm hot about it right now.
He called me since.
And he one of the best radio announcers in the world. He one of the best radio personalities. But he ain't never called you.
And I was nominated for the role I played in his film.
Wow, nice.
Damn, Russ, you ain't called me for shit.
I ain't doing no prison
love story. A prison love story? I can do it as long as they ain't got to make love.
Or at least you got to be the boy.
Yeah, because I can't take it.
It's called boy pussy.
Vagina.
Wayne Monroe.
Please go.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we got questions.
Get that out of my mind right there. Keep picturing it.
Is Bruce the top or the bottom?
Oh my God. Well,
It ain't gonna happen, Russ.
So
You be hollering,
body.
cut! Because it ain't gonna happen. Who's next?
Hey, greetings. My family and I, my wife and my good friends, used to frequent the Comedy Act Theater in L.A. Off of Crenshaw.
Crenshaw and 43rd.
Yeah, Lamert Park.
Yep.
And at the time, Robin Harris was the MC.
Yeah,
right.
We've seen him many times.
Oh, wow.
But the best thing about the show was after the show, across the street, Phillips Barbecue.
Oh, Phillips Barbecue, yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
You guys had Phillips Barbecue?
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
my question.
It's a little salty, but it was good.
You better believe it. And if you come to LA and you anywhere near SoFi Stadium, I suggest you try to check out.
And thank you for your question, Mr. Phillips.
Can I share a story how Robert Harris got that job?
Go for it.
The story, Robert Harris got the job because I researched comedy.
Did a documentary.
Right.
So
But
Robert
that
Harris
Tuesday.
went and showcased for Mitzi at the Comedy Store and blew the fucking room up, the main room, blew it up to like Andrew Dice Clay went on, and nobody wanted to follow Andrew Dice Clay at the time. Andrew Dice Clay was the hottest slave pussy. So Robert Harris went on after Andrew Dice Clay and blew the fucking room up, right? And Pauly Shore, because his family owned it, was in the room, ran over to the other room and said, Mitzi, you got to come see this guy. He's killing. And Mitzi saw him, and then it was said that she said Robin was too black for the comedy show, right? So he was like, fuck this place. I'm tired of coming here killing, and then they're not booking me. So they asked Paul Mooney to do the hosting at the Comedy
Give it up
Theater.
for the great Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney.
Yes.
Paul Mooney, Michael Williams, who owned the Comedy Theater, wanted Paul Mooney to host the Comedy Theater, but Paul was like, I'm not going down there with them niggas. And he stayed at the Comedy Store. He's already a regular because of Richard Pryor at the Comedy Store. So then Robert Harris became, Paul Mooney suggested Robert Harris host, and that's how Robert Harris became the host of the Comedy Theater.
Yes. And Robert Harris, of course, from Chicago, his last performance was at the Regal Theater in Chicago.
Was it?
I remember the Regal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he die in his hotel room?
Yes. So he had 2 shows that night, and his opening act was Bernie Mac.
Wow.
Now this is 1989, if I'm not mistaken. Right. And I wasn't even doing comedy. I didn't start till '92, but I was at that show. Wow. And the second show, the late show, I was there. Robert Harris, he used to roast people.
Yeah.
And he roasted this one. It was so bad. He roasted the guy so terrible. And he was a big guy, Bruce. And he was sitting in the front, and he had a seat right there. And I knew the guy. He was an official in the city. And Robin came off the stage and looked at your big ass. He was so hard. He like, got a weight problem. Can't wait to eat. It was. But he was so mean that when he went back to his hotel, I was like, that was karma, because. Man, he died that night. Wow. Swear to God, he went back to
What's crazy is I was living in the
That wasn't karma, that was a killer. Somebody put some...
That man, the dude, the big guy.
Probably sound.
Yeah.
So I was living in St. Louis at the time. I hadn't started doing stand-up yet. And Joe was already in LA doing stand-up. He knew Robert Harris. And I remember weeks prior going to see Luther at the Fox Theater in St. Louis. And they said, comedian Robert Harris. So I called Joe. I said, hey, man, I'm going to get these tickets to see this dude named Robert Harris. He said, man, don't get tickets. That's my guy. I said, come on, man. He said, no, don't get tickets. That's my guy. So some weeks passed or whatever. And Joe called me. I said, hey, man, what's up? Would you get the Robert Harris tickets? He said, man, he died. I said, come on, man. If you can't get the tickets, this stage, you can't get the tickets. Don't say he died. So, but I heard it in Joe's voice. It was shaking. He said, no, man, he died last night. He was supposed to open for him. That's what Joe said.
Wow.
But yeah, he died, and I was like, wow. So I never got to meet Robert Harris, unfortunately.
He died at the age of 36
I saw him
years old.
too. I didn't get to meet him, but he roasted, man. And if you lived in LA and was at the Comedy Act Theater, he wasn't even on stage. He was just walking through. You didn't want to go to the bathroom. He'd be like, shower was a toilet seat.
He said that to you?
No.
Oh, if a woman walked past.
Yeah, any woman headed to the bathroom.
T.L. Hughley was his protege, I would say.
Okay.
And so when he got Comic View, they had DL hosting all of those episodes, and we only got so much material.
Right.
And so that's why DL would walk around the audience and just go around and pick people off. In my opinion,
because he
that's-
didn't have
got
no
that.
material.
Well,
That's what
he ran out. You can't
Host
host
shows,
80
yeah.
episodes and then still have jokes left.
If you got writers,
Yeah,
That's right.
Robert was gangster.
You know
too.
what? No writers on that damn BET shit.
No,
They weren't even paying us. We don't pay no goddamn writers.
Robert was gangster. I heard Robert used to put guns on comics who stole his jokes.
stop it.
Yeah, Robert had a little
And now they
32
just
pistol.
beat you up, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is a lot of times it's a subliminal thing. Other comics are watching you, trying to learn, and what they end up doing is stealing your joke, or they'll remix your joke.
That's right.
Like I did this joke on the Snoop Dogg Fucking Around comedy special. If anybody saw it, it's on Netflix.
Yes.
I did a couple of them jokes. Of my jokes that I did on that show, go watch Mike Epps' new special. You'll hear him on
Oh,
there
damn.
again.
Oh, damn.
Mike
It ain't
was on
nothing you
there
can
too.
do about it.
Mike was on it too. It's me, you, Mike.
Right, and I said
Cat.
and he did a special after that, and my joke, like, who was
But-
doing the stuffing joke besides me? Nobody.
But he wasn't doing that joke that night.
He did it for his special, though.
But not on the show.
Oh, no, not on the, no, that's why I said it's, and so we can do a joke that's on TV, and the comics will still do it.
That's right.
They'll
But
still do it
also,
still.
you could say, sometimes you hear something, right? And then in the middle of the night, 6 months later,
Right.
you have this brilliant revelation.
It's a subliminal
and
thing.
the joke be so well written, and you're like, the Lord just sent me this joke.
Right, exactly.
And then you go to tell him, you're like, wait a minute, this is so-and-so joke. You know,
Right,
so
right.
I
So talk
give 'em
about
that.
your
I give 'em
experience
that.
I saw on TV, because I saw you on a TV show. Leave that alone.
Don't be bringing up no bullshit now. We on a cruise, we happy.
Jim on Jerry Springer.
Hey, Damon, she brought on some bullshit.
Yeah, we happy, man.
Y'all ain't messy, low key messy sometimes.
Now they want to bring up some bullshit. No, but behind. But Richard Pryor said, once you tell a joke, it's no longer yours.
Bullshit.
Because it goes out into the world.
I've been seeing people get killed.
But
over the joke.
comedians shouldn't do other comedians' jokes, but people
That's
will
right.
tell your joke at work and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I want you to tell it
Yeah.
at work, but I don't want no stand-up. I did a joke. It's one of my favorite jokes. It's a joke telling men that they ain't got to take all these pills, Viagra and whatever they got out there.
Go on, tell it right there.
Why not?
You ain't got it.
Do it.
There's stuff. There's natural ways to get a hard on. You know,
Yeah.
matter of fact, I'm gonna do a seminar earlier. I mean, look tomorrow. Y'all
I'm
check it
there.
out. There's
I'm gonna be
other
there.
ways. There's stuff
I'm gonna be there. I want to hear this.
Bro, look at that.
Now that's cases.
Oh, let us finish.
Wait, it's stuff you can eat, and a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Pussy usually it makes your hair grow back, it's clear vision, from what I understand. Some people lost weight, so
It's really your glaucoma.
yeah, put that castor oil down and eat you some coochie. That's what you
Well, my hair definitely grows.
look at that. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, we gonna have a class on it.
But there's also.
I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna have to
I
dispute
need to
that.
start revisiting. I need to start.
If you think I'm not doing
I see that hair
that,
look long to me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing on it.
why do you think my wife looked like she's 46 when she was not?
Because you been eating it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I'm gonna have to dispute that theory, goddammit.
You too. You don't look 65. You
I'm
look
not.
You look good.
There's a lot of times where comedians.
I'm 60, by the way, and I'm proud of it.
And you still look good for 60.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
right.
that Beijing is
Take
kicking
care of me.
in.
There's a lot of times when comedians may have the same premise for a joke,
Right.
and not heard the other person, and then when that happens to me sometimes, I'll see another person do that premise, and I'll just cross it off the list, like okay, fuck it. I
If
can't
you're
do
on the
it.
show with them that night.
No, period.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, especially if they did it on a special,
Yeah.
Okay.
if they did it on a special, then
But I think this is my take on it versus this is what you'll
Right, exactly.
But if you change the premise, everybody can tell a joke about Diddy going to jail.
Right.
But everybody has to tell their own unique
unique
way.
version of that.
Right.
So I'm not gonna not do a Diddy joke because you.
No, I'm not. I'm
Did
not
one
saying
on
that.
your
I'm not
special.
saying that. I'm
If
saying
it's
like,
so close that you feel, I don't
if it's
understand
so
what you're
close,
saying.
like saying,
Because you could come up with more shit. It's
yeah,
the same.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. More,
Let
God
them
gave
have
you the
that.
gift, so it's more where that came from.
And sometimes when we doing shows, another comedian, like say for instance, I'm on stage doing a joke. Bruce will come up to me after the show. Let me give you a tag for that. What
Yeah,
you
oh,
need
yeah,
to do for
yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
it'll make the joke even stronger.
You know
so
who
we
was the
look out
king
for
of
each
that?
other.
And
Like
And we'll
That's
take those tags unless it's G thing.
There was
That's
a
right.
comedian. There was
That's
a
right.
comedian out of Chicago. His name was James Hanna.
Oh
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He's a
Rest
great
in
writer.
peace. Rest
Great
in
writer.
peace.
He would have a
Great
tag.
writer. Dark writer.
He would take your joke from here to there. James had a joke about being gay. And I know we're not supposed to do that anymore, but it's
Shit.
just
Shit.
and God bless the LGBTQs.
They still living.
WXYZ. But he said they say some guys go gay because they get so much ass that they tired of it and they
That's not
flip
true.
scripts. And he said, "Well, tell me."
That's a
He
lie.
said, "What's the number? Because I want to know 3 pussies before that."
I knew that.
Stop working.
I just wanted to represent that brother because
Man.
he used to run the list and all jokes aside. And every comedian that came through there has gotten a tag or something from James Hanna. And then Sid and Steve had gotten so many bits from him that when they did their sitcom, they took him to LA
And he wrote.
and he did.
the show.
And when he lived in Chicago, he never owned a car. And so he always needed a ride. So Adele Givens named him James, you going my way, Hanna. So after he moved, he got to LA. And when I did Comedy View, maybe for the second time, James was in the audience. He ran up to me and said, "Damon, come here, I need to show you something." And he walked me outside the building, and it was out the building, down the block. And the man had bought himself a Porsche. And that's what this comedy can do for us, man. And you all coming and showing up support. And I'm gonna tell y'all, these people support when you come to town.
Yeah.
The Cruz family will show up at your show.
Yes, they do.
I did a show at the DC Comedy Loft, and I tried to offer Treffany, who's amazing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Give her a
about-
round of applause.
No,
Yeah, give it up for
I don't know about that
Treffany.
shit.
No, let me tell you.
Stop it.
Let me tell you. And I always say, well, I'm coming to
She
town. I
fucked
got
Robinson
tickets for
Popeye.
y'all. And she was like, no, I don't think I can make it. I had foot surgery. We love to support you, but I can't make it this time. And I'm like, man, so I get there, and it's 30 of them.
Oh, she done sent them all.
She was there too. She was
she
just
did?
lying to throw me off.
Oh,
She wouldn't accept the free ticket so they could come and surprise us. So
Oh, that's
make
so-
sure y'all tell the
Please
people on this
support.
boat where you're gonna be before
Yeah.
we leave out of here.
Right, 'cause we need y'all. There ain't no retirement fund for the comedians. We don't have no
Well, if you
401k.
plan it right,
We do it till we die.
I want
gotta
to
invest.
add what you said about James Hanna and comedians looking out.
Let's go.
I started as a PA on the Martin Show, which is a production assistant. Basically, you're a gopher. You run and getting coffee, running errands and shit like that. But I was always me. I was always cracking on motherfuckers on the set, whether it be a writer, actress, or whatever. I didn't care. So the writers started coming out of the room to get jokes from me to put in the script. So now I'm doing punch up for free because you're supposed to get paid for that shit. So then I ended up one of the writers' assistants was a Jewish cat named Matt Diamond. He was writing an episode. He's like, "Man, you think this funny?" I was like, "No, this shit's corny. Say this." So they said, "Let's write an episode together." So we wrote an episode of Martin because Martin was the one that told me, "Man, sit in the writer's room." He said, if you don't have a task to do, just sit in the writer's room, learn the writing process. And then so he ended up giving me an episode to write off of just that. And that's the stories you don't hear about Martin Lawrence. Is that he would pull people out of the stands and put them right in the show on the set. You hear all the bad shit, but comedians like that, like Cedric and Steve and Martin, and my brother would help those who were coming up. And I ended up writing, I think one of the funniest episodes of Martin.
Which one?
When you played Martin.
Please tell us.
They know in the heart.
God played Martin on Martin.
Oh,
one
that
time.
too, yeah. Martin put me on the
played
show for that
Martin,
too,
yeah.
yeah.
Was
What's
it
your
Roddy
episode?
Man? Which one?
It was a romantic weekend when they got attacked by that rat. And
That's my favorite
Chicken Island.
That's my wife's favorite episode. Let me tell you, this woman know every word, scene.
Yeah.
That ain't no damn
no,
puppy.
no.
Ain't no puppy.
And Pam with them tight little shorts on.
Yeah.
Pam, her ass was fast as Tashina Arnold is her name. But comedians do that. There are comedians out there like who reach back and will pull up a young up and coming comedian.
Right
I tell
now.
you what, Martin took me on like 5 tours.
Yes,
it was
he did.
just me and Martin, and it was
That's
the
how I met
bomb.
Martin, through her. That's the only
So they don't get the credit they deserve. The
And I
media
didn't even have to do it to him.
dogs.
You didn't have to do it to him.
No head either.
What? No,
It sounds like you offered it and
Martin
turned
is
it down. Doesn't sound like she tried to get it to him. He was like,
No, thank you.
that's when he was running out there in that sweatsuit.
Yeah, put in my heart.
Melanie trying to fuck me.
Not in this lifetime.
That was good.
That's for your 65 joke.
Oh, hang on. Just
Go ahead, boo.
you know, we talked about sticking together. We ain't talking about looking out for each other. And also, we go on the road with each other, and the promoter ain't got everybody money. Oh, they're not gonna have
Ain't
no
none
show.
of us working.
None of us working. They short guy or they short Melanie or Damon. We not working.
Sure ain't.
You need to get everybody money.
I've seen Joe go to bat for other comedians.
He did that for me.
And Joe would bully you like, man, you gonna pay this motherfucker their money. And Joe, he took his shirt off and shit like Terry Crews.
That was back when he was all puffed up.
You gonna pay this motherfucker money. And then looking out for young comedians who were scared to speak up. But Joe would get his money. I got my money. You got yours?
Yeah.
And he go to the promoter.
We be waiting around till 2 o'clock, but he can go to every ATM he got.
Since we on that
There
topic.
wasn't no Zelle or Cash App. Now, no excuse.
It's drug money.
Zelle.
Street corner money.
Right.
Right.
Since we're on that topic, though, if you all know, have a story where you had an issue about getting your money or something funny that had, like, was a janky promoter or a show like that, or even your worst experience as a comic. Start with you, Bruce.
Oh yeah, I had one in Birmingham, Alabama.
You won't forget.
Man, I do.
Just left
He's
it.
supposed to do a show. It wasn't a start on. It was a little show. And the guy didn't have my money. He said, I ain't got your money. What you gonna do about it? I said, well, I got to kick that ass. And we ended up getting a fight. And I put him to sleep. He was with 2 other guys. Well, after they saw how I grabbed him, they said, man, well, he fighting that motherfucker. But you know, I'm stronger than 3 motherfuckers. You gotta believe it. Put him to sleep. Hey, they had to wake. I did on wrestling move. Hit him in the neck and woke him
But
up.
did you get your money? Did you get the money?
No, didn't get shit. But he got his ass whipped.
Okay. So you got some new material.
You better believe it.
I was in New Orleans years ago. I used to travel early by myself. I used to take a gun with me. And the promoter didn't have the money, right? And he was like, oh, man, you know, I'm sorry, man, I ain't got any money. And he put his gun on the fucking on the desk.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, I'm sorry, you have to figure out something too. And I heard the same guy. I don't know if y'all played that club. It was owned by a football player, the Saints, but it was a comedy club in New Orleans at the time, black owned, ghetto owned. And when you hear somebody say, like you earlier, let me holler at you. I call it work with me, brother productions. It's a silhouette. But that same promoter, same club owner, I heard Cedric had the same problem. And Cedric took his Rolex and his video camera and said, okay, well, this is good payment right here. This is like early, mid-90s.
The club wasn't named Chuckles, was it?
No, that's
That's just close. Stop it.
and that's
Y'all know that moment was terrible.
That's what they call Chuckles, and you go get your money like that. We ain't got it. Now, Chuckles always been good to me.
Yeah, well, mine was in the Motor City, and it was some.
Not Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
I love Detroit.
Oh no, these were some police officers. They got me good.
The
good.
promoters?
Promoters was police officers. They brought me in there. What can I do? They ain't gonna take me to jail for no, Detroit crooked as hell. Oh yeah. They not just police officers. They drug dealers too. So these guys brought me in and they said we gonna pay you half of whatever we get at the door. And then they put all their tickets on what's the other website?
That brown bag shit?
Brown bag. And so all
paper ticket.
Yeah. Whatever it is. So I ended up getting half of $300. I done flew 4 hours. I was mad. I couldn't do nothing. I said, I'm gonna be quiet till I get home. And then I went off on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything I could tell. So that was their last show.
And comedians talk to each other. We'll call somebody. Say,
I told
get
everybody.
your money first. We'll talk to each other and say, man, I saw you going to do so and so. Especially now on social media, we can see you going to play that spot. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
get your money first.
But $300, I eat that much in food. They had
Man, that wasn't nowhere near what they were supposed to be paying me.
I know it wasn't.
And what can I do? They police officers.
Hang on, we got
I had my boys come beat their ass.
Question.
Lady got her hand up right here.
Yes.
Thank you for the last. I just had a question. Are you guys doing your own promotion so that you can actually get all your money instead of having somebody promote you? Are you doing your own production?
It's done
No,
two
whoever
ways.
hires us has to do the promoting.
Right, and then we promote on our
comedians.
social media.
Right.
Well, what she's saying is, are we producing our own events?
It's called forwarding, where you take a risk and you bet on yourself and you pay for everything. That's what you're trying to say, right? And we just get all of the doors, stuff like that. There's certain shows, There's certain shows you can
Certain cities.
It's a lot of work. You got to have a team that knows how to do it, knows how to promote and hit the right spots. you doing it by yourself is tough. Trust me.
What every comic's dream is to be on a tour.
Right.
That's easy.
Their
That's
own
good
tour.
money.
Their own tour.
Even your own any tour at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know,
At the
that's how
beginning,
you
yeah,
learn.
but when you become,
If you want to make, I've been doing major tours. When I went out with Maxwell, it was me and Maxwell.
Yeah.
That's what every comic. I'm on a tour right now with Cat Williams. It's got to be 8 people on this tour. 8 comics.
But to answer
I like the 2 people, Martin and me and Chris Tucker. Back in the 90s, it was just that comic and an opening act. It wasn't all this.
Yeah, the
like
Kings
they
of
got
Comedy
now.
changed that.
Kings of Comedy
I
changed.
toured with Maxwell. It was
And
me
the
and Jill
Def Jam.
Scott, and I was the only comic on the show, but it was me, Jill Scott, and Maxwell.
Right. Well, this one was for a woman in comedy. It's really hard.
Yes,
So
it is.
to be able to get work constantly, but because I give a woman's point of view, that's why I get the calls. And the other women are
Well, you're
giving
funny.
women's
That's what
point
you
of
call me. You fucking funny.
But I say, when I started doing comedy, I didn't see a lot of feminine looking female comedians.
They were hard.
So my first Def Comedy Jam, I heard it was you that was hard. But that was in 92.
They didn't lie.
Melanie used to host Fat Tuesdays whenever I couldn't do it.
When he wasn't in town, and that was a big deal. I was the only lady that he trusted enough to host his big ass Fat Tuesdays, and we had some fun in there. Yes. But for a woman, I try to tell all the women comedians, they think they can screw to get to whatever they trying to get to.
I don't see
next.
nothing wrong with that.
That don't work. That don't work.
All right, so look, we offered at the top of the show. First of all, I'll give our panel a large round of applause. Before y'all get out, I want each one of you all to tell them what you got coming up as far as appearances, so they can
start
come
with
see.
me?
Yeah, start with
Well,
Bruce.
first of all, y'all, in May of the, what was the question?
Yeah,
Back here. Have a question.
we
Let's
got
hear
a lot
it.
of questions and a lot of stuff, but we ain't got a lot of time. So,
I apologize.
go ahead.
I love all of you up there.
Okay.
Bruce, you could play the top and the bottom in Russ's movie. Melanie, I just saw you last month with Cat Williams. You were funny when I first saw you. You're funny now. Love you.
Thank you.
Guy, do you ever feel you have to live up to your brother?
No, I don't. If you look at my resume and his now,
Is he still your biggest hero?
I've done. Is he what?
Still your biggest hero?
Absolutely. In stand-up, absolutely. Because I started comedy because of him, following his footsteps. Absolutely.
Okay, that was 2 questions.
Okay, God bless you all. Thank you.
All right.
Hold on, how the hell you gonna talk about everybody else?
And don't ask you shit.
What type of shit? I knew to kill that goddamn mic. Goddamn.
She ain't got shit to say about you.
Yeah. Brother, come on. We had a brother that wanted to tell a joke. Yeah.
This
We
shit
gonna get
gotta be funny.
that one
too.
situation there. Now, we don't have time. We got to be out of here at 1 o'clock, so that's what we're going to close on, that brother. Yeah.
One line. I want to say something while he's coming on stage.
Yeah, fine.
Look, we love that you want to
Come on up here.
We love when you want to film our shows, while we're on stage, but it's not. We don't like
But
that.
if he ain't
Because it hurts us, because when we're doing our specials on Netflix or Amazon or whatever, what happens is if you post that joke that we told as part of our set, Netflix and then won't take it, and that's taking a lot of money off our tables.
Well,
we appreciate it, but we actually please don't film our show.
Well, that's for the
tonight.
different crowd. Ain't none of these people got more than 72 followers. They don't really be on Facebook and Instagram like that. Y'all can watch it. Don't post it. But if you post it, it's not really gonna be out.
You can take still pictures, but we appreciate you don't videotape. We're not being mean.
Right.
We're just
Brother, this is your chance to shine.
He wants to do
I want you to come front and center and see the perspective of the
Motherfucker, be
comedian.
funny.
Kevin
Tell
Hart
your
has
name.
inspired this dude.
Tell me your name, where you from, and your joke.
First of all, my name is Maurice Licorice. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Maurice what?
Licorice.
Well, that's a good sign already, right?
That means
First of all,
Now, let him get it off. Let him get it off.
let's see what you got to say, Maurice.
I'm going to tell a story as opposed to a
Oh,
joke.
Lord.
And the story, wait. The story is I'm a super cruiser refugee because I got left behind. As a matter of fact, as the story goes, I was supposed to catch my flight at BWI, Baltimore, Washington International, 10:35, landed 1:35. Long story short, I didn't get here until 3:44. But wait, there's more. The boat was still here. I called, but then they said, we're not taking it anymore. If you get to the port, you'll You're just not gonna make it. So the recommendation was I catch a flight to Belize. So I paid for a flight to go to Belize. And by the way, I just want you to know that wasn't cheap. All right? Now, while I'm booking the flight to Belize, I'm talking to the airport manager for Holland America, and he says, yeah, but you know, you got to get permission from Holland America to get on the boat in Belize. Oh my God. Oh, all right, but wait. I booked the flight. I'm talking to Holland America.
Somebody get this motherfucker off stage.
You had the same issue everybody had.
Man, sit your ass down.
I thought it was Joe for a minute.
I thought he gonna tell a joke. He's up here. You got some shit you had to get off your chest. Get off this goddamn
Sit down with
stage.
your Birkenstock ass shoes. You gotta get the Birkenstocks off this
Take care, man. And don't ever do that again. Don't ever get our attention for that bullshit.
Make sure y'all come to the comedy show tonight.
The rest of the crew.
Give it up for Bruce, God Torry, Melanie Comarcho, up there in the wheels. We'll see you all tonight at the World Theater.
Thank you.
6 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Thank you.